got a question about Batman Arkham Knight, and I want to know if I am the only person who's ever thought about this, or there are other people who have thought about the same thing that I'm going to say. So in Batman Arkham Knight, in the Ace Chemicals building, Batman is trying to find Scarecrow, try to stop him from doing his plan, while also saving civilians in the process. But in this is where he confronts the Arkham Knight up close, because you kind of hear him over the comms, but you actually confront the guy with his henchmen, the militia. So the Arkham Knight, which a lot of you would know that it's actually Jason Todd, when he reveals himself later on in the game, he tells the militia, "Yeah, don't go for the bat symbol. That's where the armor's the strongest. Aim for the shoulders and work your way down to the sides. That's what will weaken them." Or like when Batman is in the Batmobile and he's fighting the militia tanks with these like sonic technology and like guns and blasters and missiles and like all this other kind of crazy technology that he uses to help fight the militia. When he's using all those weapons against the militia and the tanks, Arkham Knight is all of a sudden like, "He's got multiple attack mode. Avoid that. He's got EMPs. Avoid that." Or even when he's taking down militia in stealth mode, and he's using all these kind of like technology hacking devices, or like when using smoke grenades and batarangs and all that shit. Arkham Knight is all of a sudden like, "He's hacked the drones. He has some sort of technology that could do that." Very funny. "He's using my voice. Be smarter next time. He's using smoke grenades. Predict his next move." My question is, like, sure, he would know this kind of stuff. He would know this kind of stuff because, like, the smoke grenades, the batarangs, those basic stuff, like the grappling hook, he would know because he had those before. But the other, like, different kinds of technology that were introduced in Arkham Knight, and also Arkham City as well, and possibly Arkham Origins too, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure, like, the ones in City and Knight, those came, like, after his death. His death, I would say. And, like, he wouldn't know about the, like specifications of, like, the suit armor that he's wearing unless he knew about it up close. So my question is, how did he know about the gadgets and the suit? Because I think that, like, he either, like, disguised as a janitor for Wayne Enterprises, he went up to the top floor, pretended to do some cleaning, then, like, hacked the technology, turned off security cameras, and then, like, download the schematics into a hard drive so he would know exactly what to make to counteract, like, the specifications of the armor. Or two, Deathstroke did all that shit for Jason. And then they both made armor together, gave him the militia, then like gave him one sick-ass tanks, and then went off to war. I really think it's like Deathstroke had like a hand in like a lot of it. So I just looked it up to make sure, and it turns out it was the first one. Turns out that Jason broke into Wayne Tower, wearing a Deathstroke Mac to hide his identity, hacks into one of Bruce Wayne's private accounts, and transfers the funds. Not schematics for the suit, funds, like money. Then he has a brief encounter with Tim. Then, with the stolen money, he retains Deathstroke's services. Then he uses this elite military training to build Jason's army of mercenaries into a high-tech fighting force, which is the militia. Then Jason gets personally trained by Deathstroke. Well, that's a twist. Actually, it makes sense, because like his fighting tactics is way different than like Bruce's. Well, you know, looks like I was kind of right all along. Who'd have thunk it? So yeah, Jason broke into Wayne Tower, stole money, gave it to Slade, and they both became partners forever until the timing was right. Well, that's it. See you next one. This video here is for the eccentric Enigma, specifically. So it's been a little bit since you made the finale for Season 2 of Spider-Man the DC Universe, which, again, if I haven't said before, I'll say it again. love the series, man. Love the work that you got put into, even with the amount of collabs that you do. Perfection. I love it. And I'm pretty sure season 3 is going to be like as better as ever, like probably better than the first 2 seasons. But I personally thought of like 2 episodes for like the first 2 episodes for season 3 of Spider-Man in DC Universe. So for season 1, I imagine just like Bruce in the Batcave doing some detective work, and then Peter just walks in the Batcave right up to Batman. And after they see each other, Peter's like, "Hey Bruce, can I talk to you?" Bruce agrees. I'm pretty sure he meant like what happened at that night with the Sinister Six and this and that and blah 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 blah. Then they have like a one-to-one conversation, a heartfelt conversation about how hard it was to protect the city, even when it was this close to death. And then Bruce goes like, I've been through the same thing too. I made the same mistakes over and over again, but I still make up for it. And he's like, "I'm proud of you, Peter. You've earned the right to be with us. You've earned a spot on this Bat family. You've earned a place in the Bat family, Peter. You are one of us." Like, that's the entirety of episode 1 of season 3. Until the end of it, where it like the Bat computer pops up, and then all of Spider-Man's rogues, Venom, Scorpion, Rhino, Electro, all of them just like end up coming into this universe as well, and like his own Sinister Six is just like out in the open, destroying the buildings, like harming civilians. And then Peter tells Bruce to call for everybody in the Bat family: Barbara, Dick, Jason, Tim, Damian, everyone in the Bat family, including Alfred, and tell them to get to the Batcave immediately. And they both have a nice like little stare time, and then fade to black. They're with "to be continued" in there. That's the end of episode 1. Episode 2 is basically just Peter like saying that my rogues have somehow entered this universe and we can stop him. But in order to do that, I need to prepare you guys in order how to stop him. So he goes on telling that Venom's weaknesses are sound and fire. That Electro's weakness is water, technically. That Sandman is basically Clayface. You can just like throw some ice grenades at him, or also like throw water at him. That the Lizard is like the Man Bat, where you can actually just make a serum for him, and then he can just inject it, and he turns back to normal. And then it explains like the different tactics, how to stop Rhino and Green Goblin and Doc Ock, and like all these rogues that Spider-Man has spotted. And when I say that's entirety of episode 2, I mean that's entirety of like that's like the half of episode 2. And then they just go out, stop every rogue one by one, and then eventually they get help from Black Cat and Silver Sable as well. Those two appear out of nowhere. Peter's like, "What are you guys doing here?" And they're like, "We got into this universe too, and we came to help you." Then the Bat family meet these two. Peter introduces those two to all of them, and vice versa. And then they all team up, and then they go stop the rogues. Once the battle's won, they go down to the Batcave, and then they have like a bunch of one-on-one time with each other. Like Batman talks to Peter, Barbara talks to like Felicia, I guess. Cassandra talks to Silver Sable. Then the boys get on the action too, and so is Stephanie. Duke, being the odd man out, also wants to have like that kind of one-on-one conversation with the two people that they all just met. And they just have like a little get-together when Alfred comes in and offers them all tea. And then fade to black. But that's just like the first 2 episodes of season 3 of Spider-Man in the DC Universe. What the other episodes would be, that will be up to you. Anyway, that's why I said this video is for you, Eccentric Enigma. I actually thought about this for days and days. I was gonna film it on my birthday, which was a few days ago, but it was my birthday, so I was like, nope, not gonna do it there. Anyway, I hope you like these ideas, and I hope you guys like this video too. And so, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, this video is also for Eccentric Enigma. Okay, first off, Wow, thank you, man. I'm glad you liked the video, and yeah, those skits will probably be made later on in the week, probably tomorrow. No promises, man. That just, let's just say, much like your time with creating other skits, as well as everybody's time creating other skits, it just takes time. But also, too, I saw your story, which was like a repost of a video you made a while ago, which is like, if Spider-Man ever had a poison ivy. And so, I took the courage of looking it up. See, I also, when I looked it up, I also, got the result of Plant Man, and, a couple other ones, like Rhizome, and Dr. Pollution, or like Mr. Weed or whatever. But mainly because there's no direct counterpart to Poison Ivy. So the closest one that I actually found was Enchantress. See, that's actually close, because Spider-Man and Enchantress actually have fought, but it's like they have rare encounters, unlike her encounter with Thor or the Avengers. I mean, much like Poison Ivy, she can control and manipulate plant life, she can release toxins, and she can exert mind control over others. Sure, it's different from the pheromone dust that Poison Ivy uses, but it's still mind control. And I checked to see if they actually fought in the comics, and yes, they have fought in the comics. Actually, they fought in 4 of them, practically. The first one is in Marvel Adventures Spider-Man number 40, where Enchantress takes control of Spider-Man by putting a necklace on him, which puts him under some sort of spell, and then gives him the powers of Thor, and forces him to fight the Asgardian warriors. When Thor comes in, he breaks the spell, frees Spider-Man, and then she's ultimately defeated. The next one is when he encounters her with the Masters of Evil, because she's a recurring member of the Masters of Evil, and she has fought against Spider-Man when he has either teamed up with or filled in for the Avengers. And during these large-scale battles here, it is often, as it says, one of the main heroes that she and the Masters of Evil have faced. The next one is during Secret Wars, which in the original storyline, both of them have been among the heroes and villains have been abducted into a battle world. They were, of course, on opposite sides of the conflict, which is not a surprise. And with Enchantress siding with Dr. Doom's alliance of villains. The last one says here is when she encountered with the Defenders. So she's been a persistent foe for the Defenders, and Spider-Man has either become a member or allied with the team. And in these kind of storylines, he has encountered Enchantress as she plots against the team. So to put it shortly, Enchantress is the closest to a Marvel counterpart as to a Poison Ivy. Similar powers, similar way to use those powers, and she has encountered Spider-Man on multiple occasions. So I guess it would be safe to say that if Enchantress were in Spider-Man in DC Universe, then I guess I guess he would have no problem with it, and be like, "Oh, hey, Enchantress, long time no see," and then Enchantress would be like, "Oh, hey, Spider, it's been a while," and of course, they would just have it out. But yeah, I don't know if you ever knew about this, after you made the video, but if you didn't, there you go. I just did it for you. See y'all in the next one.
Hope I don't find all those damn trophies, because that fucking no killing rules.
Girl, I hear you. I feel your pain. Go across the board as well as anybody else here. I love Batman Arkham City. I love the game. The main problem I have, along with Asylum and Origins and Arkham Shadow, though that's not the Riddler doing it. The main problem I have is finding the trophies. The trophies. It's like it wants me to go into rage mode. It's like a rage game come to life in Batman Arkhamverse. I literally have to go through YouTube gameplays, YouTube walkthroughs to literally find the exact locations because I can't see them. I can't see them. I feel your pain, girl. I feel your pain all the way.
You are stranded on a deserted island, and you have an Omnitrix, but you can only bring 3 aliens.
Ooh, that's a good one, dude. That's actually a great question. And like, I'm being smart about this. I'm a Ben 10 fan at heart. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. Starting off strong, I'm going with like brains on this, and not Braun. I'm sure Braun would be involved, but I'm gonna use my brains to like use gray matter to like re-strategize, come up with new plans to try and find my way back to the mainland. The next one, I'm going to be using forearms because you can use your extra set of hands to build a fire and build shelter and like whatnot. And last but certainly not least, for like a last case scenario, I would use Jet Ray because he can fly really fast. Even if the Omnitrix times out after you've only been alien for like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, you can just like find your way to another island and then just rest there until you can find out another way to get back to the mainland. Those are my 3 aliens. I'm being smart about this. Gray matter, forearms, and jet ray. What do you guys think? I'll make this quick and simple. Silk, pheromones, Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't believe in that. I'm pretty sure there's less pheromones and like more into like the fact that Spider-Man is a fucking stud. Like seriously, Betty Brant, MJ, Black Cat, Silver Sable, Carol Danvers, just to name a few. He's literally been in a lot of relationships with a lot of the female superheroes in the Marvel Universe. Probably a lot more than Tony Stark. I still believe that Enchantress is like the best, like the closest like equivalents to Poison Ivy. As for Mr. Freeze, there's no like equivalent to him. Like there's no like Marvel's equivalent for Mr. Freeze. Like ice abilities wise, it's Iceman. For like there's a lot of characters that are blue like Nightcrawler and Mystique, but I wouldn't count them. And like people who like wear suits to survive, like they would be like either like Iron Man or the Hydra Stomper. There's also the Crimson Dynamo who wears a suit much like an exoskeleton that gives him like superhuman strength and durability. I mean, like Iron Man, like he has like some suits. Like there's like the Mark 23, which is like a kind of like an extreme heat suit built to withstand intense heat, like if he was in like a desert or in a volcano. He also has Mysterium armor, which is like a more recent armor made from highly durable metal named Mysterium. Like it offers near immunity to heat and can resist radiation based attacks. There's also like Mark 39, like designed for like space exploration. It has a heavy gauge heat shield that allows it to resist solar radiation, high speed atmospheric reentry. The Fantastic Four suits like can make them withstand like adaptive heat, mainly for Human Torch because like his thing is fire. I mean, like Rhino wears a suit, he's like a thick polymer suit that resembles a rhino and is resist to extreme temperatures as well as physical damage. But like other than that, there's no Marvel counterpart for Mr. Freeze. So that would be like really hard.
The best at hiding things that stress you out. How?
Wait, Bruce, so it took you 2 weeks to figure out that Star was pregnant, but it took Logan 2 seconds? Wow, looks like you're really off your game today. I agree with that, Grayson. World's greatest detective, my ass. Okay, hold on. I am the world's greatest detective. Thank you very much, Jason. It's just that women, their emotions, it's not exactly my forte. I mean, sure, Bruce Wayne can pick up women anytime they like, but it's usually just one night stands. It's just one off, and that's it. I mean, sure, except for Selena, of course. But like, their behaviors, stuff like that. That's something that I've never been good at. Ever. I can't tell which person. I can tell whether a girl's pregnant or not. So wait, Father, you mean to tell me that, like, if like, either Barbara, Cass, or Steph, if those three that were pregnant right now, or any of those three were pregnant right now, you wouldn't know until some details were made? Well, Damien, I know, like, I know the behaviors would change, but I wouldn't know they're pregnant. I just assume it was that time of the month. Again. That is a good point. But guys, let's face it. This isn't the first time that Bruce has been shocked of something like this before. Regarding the Bat family. Oh yeah. Yeah. That is true, Steph. There have been lots of other times, Bruce. What? What do you mean there have been other moments like this? Name the moments, please. Well, the most obvious one is when I became Red Hood, you didn't know that it was me until I said your name, and it shocked you so much that you did a voice recognition, and then you finally found out it was me. Okay, yeah, that did shock me to the core, like, right there. That's like, I couldn't understand it at first, but then, like, after I visited the Outghouls, it made sense. I mean, hell, same thing happened in Arkhamverse, where your counterpart saw Jason's face and was shocked because he was sure that he died when clearly he did not. Okay, yeah, but like the framework in the video was like a little bit like too bright. So, like the brightness was a bit much, so like, I couldn't see if he was shot or not. There's also that time where you didn't know that Joker escaped Arkham Asylum, and you didn't know where he was until you found out that he shot me because you found me in my apartment filled with blood, and my dad was missing. Well, the guy wearing makeup and hidden in the shadows, it looked like him, so like how was I supposed to know that? There was also a time where Selena kind of told you that she's pregnant, and then she had a child. Okay, as I said, I wouldn't know if she was pregnant or not. Because, like, I wouldn't see it yet until, like, probably, like, the belly was big. Speaking of unexpectedly having children, you didn't know that I existed until my mother introduced you to me. I mean, you couldn't tell from my face, but yeah, I was surprised. I'll give you that. But then again, it would make sense. I was drugged into submission, so yeah. Okay, yeah, that the point for you. Or maybe that time in the Arkhamverse where in Arkham City, Thomas Elliot, aka Hush, just used pieces of different people's faces after killing them and just grabbed it onto himself to make him look like you. Yeah, that was highly disgusting and very impressive. I gotta admit. I mean, like, yeah, okay, yeah. I got nothing for that one. It was, ugh. So yeah, you're not always a world's greatest detective because there are moments that have like blew your mind away. Yeah, I mean it's fine. We're not all perfect. You've seen how our lives go, so it's always going to be obvious that we're not going to be perfect at solving crime. Yeah, you're right on that. Though I should be better on this whole women thing. Anyways, I think I should get back to work. See you guys later, I guess. Matt Reeves teased the main antagonist for the Batman Part 2, and it's been narrowed down to 3, well, technically 2 people and 1 group. Matt Reeves said that this villain is to be tied to Bruce Wayne's past, that the first film focused heavily on Batman, but the sequel will explore Bruce Wayne a lot more deeply. It will feature a villain that has a significant connection to his history. He also says that it'd be a villain that's never been done in a movie before, at least a live-action movie before. We had like people like Joker, Mr. Freeze, Bane, Scarecrow, we're not gonna get like any of those guys. We're gonna be getting someone completely different. Not Riddler, because that's already been done. Not Two-Face, because he's already been done before. Not the Al Ghul's, maybe, probably not. I'll make a video about that later. And also, you can't see it from over here, but like, return of existing characters. So there's actually a potential that the Penguin will be returning in the Batman Part 2. But he will not be the main villain. He's not one of the choices that were narrowed down to be the main antagonist. Also, this movie is going to be focused on Bruce Wayne, as I just said. It would be like from the mass vigilante to the public-facing Bruce Wayne that's exploring personal life and challenges that he faces. There's going to be a lot of investigation in this and a lot of hero's journey in this. The investigation part here, Bruce is going to come under investigation due to the public's loss of trust in Wayne Enterprises after the events of the first film and the information that was released by Enigma. And the hero's journey is that he will likely have trouble being the hero Gotham needs and suggesting a difficult personal journey for the character in this installment. So I don't know about you guys, but I think that this is a perfect reason to have a Robin in the second Batman movie, in the Batman Part 2. Because hello, struggles right here, being the hero Gotham needs. He can't just have Alfred be like the voice of reason. He may need another person, and that person could be Dick Grayson, Robin. Now I did say like 2 people in a group, but technically there's like at least 3 to 4, like 3 people and then a group, like 3 to 4 like choices. The villain, like as Mallory said, unique and new, be a character who has not been the central antagonist in a previous live-action Batman movie, which rules out these people right here. And also, this will have a personal connection, a direct link to Bruce Wayne's past and his family's history, potentially typing into the corruption and secrets revealed in the first film. Now, one of them is actually Hush. There's a popular fan theory that like in the first film, like the name like Hush was appeared in the first movie in connection with Thomas Wayne. Okay, I'm gonna back up so you guys can see the rest. There's also a guy named Dr. Simon Hurt, which is a villain with dark potential supernatural ties, fitting Reeves' interest in psychological horror and horror classics. There's also the Court of Owls, another fan favorite possibility, although some believe may be too early in the period in this film series for their introduction. Now, Dr. Simon Hurt, I don't know anything about the guy, so like I have no idea that he doesn't going to be the main antagonist. So I'm gonna eliminate that guy. But like, here's why people will think that Thomas Elliot, aka Hush, would be a perfect one for the main antagonist. See, personal connection. Thomas Elliot was Bruce Wayne's childhood friend in the comics before becoming the villain Hush. The prior teases were that in the first Batman film required a reference to the Elliot family, and the word Hush, as I said, appeared on screen. In the comics, Hush is a master of disguise who targets Bruce, directly making him a fitting adversary for a more personal story. And the film debut, never been featured in a live-action film before, so he could be the main antagonist. There's also the Court of Owls. Their personal connection was a secret society of wealthy Gotham families could easily have been involved in the Wayne family's past. Prior teases of the Court of Owls, with some viewers noted potential owl-themed symbolism in the first film, though the evidence is circumstantial, and their shared story potential was that in the comics, Hush has a history with the Court of Owls, and the 2 villains could be linked in this film. So we might be getting both Hush and the Court of Owls, kind of like a Dark Knight trilogy thing, where one person was the main villain, or so we thought, it was just a pawn for the main villain, which was the real villain. So it could be Hush being just like a pawn for the main villain, where the other villain is the Court of Owls, or the Court of Owls is working with Hush, and Hush is the master. Also, you guys can see it. The third one was Hugo Strange. The other one was Hugo Strange. His personal connection was just established villain with connections to Arkham Asylum, tying into Bruce's personal history through the reveal that his mother's family, the Arkhams, had a history of mental illness. And their film debut, like Hush, Strange has never, ever been the main villain of a live-action film. Now, as I said, Dr. Simon Hurd, I don't know anything about the guy, so I'm going to eliminate that one. Hugo Strange, I would not think that because, like, he only learned who Batman's identity was in Arkham City. And just, I don't know if he has, like, absolute ties and absolute connection to Bruce Wayne and his family. So I'm going to eliminate that one. The Court of Owls and Hush, those two do have a history. Those two ones have a history. I don't think it's Hush though. I would like Hush to be in the Batman Part 2, but not as the main villain. I would like him to be like as a side character, probably like one of other villains that I would like want in this movie. I personally do think the Court of Owls will be amazing as the main antagonist for the Batman Part 2. And also, I feel like there's gonna be another person that's involved in Court of Owls. Because when there's the Court of Owls, I'm thinking Talon. I think Talon would be the actual main antagonist, and the Court of Owls is just his army that he's gonna be taking over. Kind of like in the first one, where the Riddler had an army of his own. So I think Talon would be in this movie, and the Court of Owls is just a part of it, and they don't know like the real villain until they see Talon just appear out of the darkness. Also, can I just say, like, Bruce in this film going to be having struggles with the public's trust after the events of the first film, especially with information that have been released from the Riddler, and like him trying to see if he's the hero that Gotham needs. This is gonna be a great story. This is gonna be a groundbreaking story for the second film. I'm actually really excited, and I'm actually great that we actually get teases of the main antagonist for the Batman Part 2. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's gonna be Dr. Simon Hurt, or Hugo Strange, or Hush, or the Court of Owls as the Batman as for the Batman Part 2 antagonist? Let me know.
How does she know to put Barry in the pipeline?
Whew. Yeah, you're asking the right question there, bud. As a Flash fan myself, I don't always pay attention to like the smallest details. I don't ask questions I don't think I want the answer to. But I do agree with you on this. Because you're right. There's absolutely no way in hell that Eliza Harmon, aka Trajectory, would know where the pipeline is. Unless she's seen it before. This may be a bit of a stretch, but I have a theory as to how she knows where the pipeline is. So yeah, you're clearly watching the Trajectory episode, which means you have watched the episodes before that. And as you know, in an earlier episode, Season 2, Jay Garrick used Velocity 6 before. It has been known that he has used this before. And when I say Jay Garrick, I mean the Time Remnant of Zoom. He's used Velocity 6 before. And he used it again to get a bullet out of Harry. Then, when Jay was protecting Earth 1 while the others went on to Earth 2 to save Jesse, he used Velocity 7, and it worked. And then Kayla was on her way to make Velocity 8, but instead it became Velocity 9. And it was later introduced that Eliza Harmon created the Velocity 9 formula, thanks to Caitlin. So here's where the theory comes in. The theory is, before Caitlin went to work on the Velocity 9 formula, she called Dr. Eliza Harmon, because they were best friends when Caitlin used to work at Mercury Labs. So, Caitlin called her up, told her to meet at Star Labs, she went to Star Labs, and then she gave her a tour of the entire facility. She saw the Cortex, she probably saw the Time Vault, she saw Cisco's workshop, she saw the train area, she saw the breach room, and she saw the pipeline. She saw the entire pipeline and even took a look inside of it, and then looked at like the little cells at the particle accelerator, and Caitlin said that that's where we used to store metahumans, and that's how we use technology to dampen metahuman superpowers. And then they went on to create the Velocity 9 formula. And Eliza Harmon is a smart girl, and she has eidetic memory. She definitely has eidetic memory so she would know where exactly the pipeline would be. And after she started taking V9, she started creating the alter ego trajectory, which means she would have that memory too, because it's technically still her, but it's just her polar opposite. She said, and I quote, "I know where you can find more. You'll thank me later," which means she knows that Caitlin is still working at Star Labs, and she can be the person to give her the Velocity 9 formula, to give her more V9 so she can come faster. Also, she would also see in the Cortex that the Flash's suit is in plain sight. So she knows that this is the Flash's base of operations. So she knows that Caitlin works with the Flash. And she would know that Flash would be at Star Labs, which gave her the perfect opportunity to lock him up at the pipeline. Now hold on, does that mean that Eliza knows that Barry's the Flash? Probably not. They didn't get that far. Caitlin didn't probably go that far because, well, secret identities and all that. So yeah, she knows about the pipeline. She's seen him before, and that's how she knows where to lock Barry up inside. I hope this theory answers your question, man.
If Batman had a Sinister Six, which characters?
Okay, this would be a great question. Let's break it down here. Normally, you wouldn't have like your original Sinister Six that was first introduced. You have like your own very personal selection of the Sinister Six. So probably they take like Green Goblin, Doc Ock, probably Vulture and Electro, that sort of stuff. At first, you're gonna need a Green Goblin in this case. And what's the best one for Green Goblin? It's gonna be none other than the Joker. The first big bad in versus life, the Joker. That's your first pick right there. The second one would probably be Mysterio. I'll go with Mysterio. Because like you need someone to throw you off, someone to give you like a misdirection. And the best person for that is gonna be Scarecrow. Then you're gonna have your Sandman. And the best one for that is Clayface. And then you're gonna have your Lizard, and it's not gonna be Killer Croc because they're both not the same person. But the best person to be that world's Lizard is Man-Bat. See, that's 4 right now. For the 5th one, I'd probably go with like Kingpin. Like a normal human that is also a major crime boss and is really powerful. And I would say Penguin, but I'm actually going to go with Black Mask, because I think that Black Mask is a better crime boss than Penguin. And then last but not least, you're going to have your Venom, the big guy who's really strong and can easily take the main guy down. And the best one for that is Bane, because Bane has canonically broke Batman's back. And Venom has, yet again, time after time, though not all the time, destroyed Spider-Man. Then again, when the Sinister Six would break off, half the members would leave and new members would come stay. So then half of them would probably be replaced with Deadshot and Deathstroke, probably Two-Face. One would be kind of replaced with one would be replaced with Taskmaster, another one with Vulture, and another one with Kraven the Hunter. Yeah. I mean, Firefly, maybe Solomon Grundy would be there too. Probably the Riddler would be part of the Sinister Six, but probably a new version of the Sinister Six, not the OG version, but just a new version of it, where it's just new people, new group of 6. That's it. And that's my Sinister Six, ladies and gentlemen. Batman and Spider-Man have fought a lot of villains and pulled a lot of women.